Critical ops is just in no condition to be having a comp scene. Sometimes there are problems, and you can look through your everyday life to notice that problems are solved by something happening that forces the officials behind that product or service to actually change something. In aviation, for example, everyone is trying to save money, which leads to security often being sloppy. That can lead to a Semtex-based bomb being smuggled into a plane and exploding at 31,000 feet above an innocent town in Scotland, killing 270 people in the process. Or a captain being in a hurry in order to have his plane take off in time, to not violate a regulation, crashing the Boeing 747 that he was piloting into another jumbo jet that was still standing on the runway, killing 583 innocent people, and being responsible for the deadliest incident in aviation history. Those two things led to pilots not being pressured and people caring for their needs, and security measures on airports being brought to the next level. If that's not enough for you, let's look at motorsports. They pretty much exist since proper engines exist, and safety regulations have been upgraded with each incident. In 1940, it wasn't considered an issue to have a staircase standing right on the track. In 1961, it wasn't considered a problem to have spectators standing right next to the racetrack. 15 people died there. And back in the day, it wasn't quite normal to have marshals wave flags or show the drivers in another way that danger is ahead. Since then, security measures were upgraded every season. Polstering walls, moving fuel tanks to lower the chance of fire and explosion, or educating stuff. The probably most tragic story, just a few years ago, people weren't quite aware on how fast the speed of 200 miles an hour actually is, which led to a decision from a track marshal that would kill 2 people in the end. The following footage is pretty graphic, so if that's nothing for you, please skip to the timecode on your screen right now, where I'm back with safe for work content again. So what you just saw is 2 track marshals crossing the track to help a driver that was stuck in his burning car. Just one of the marshals would get there in the end. The 19-year-old Frederik Jansen van Vuuren would misjudge the speed of the car approaching him, which led to him being hit by the driver Tom Pryce. Van Vuuren was carrying an 18-kilogram fire extinguisher, which collided with Pryce's head at a speed of 170 miles per hour. This led to Pryce dying on the spot and the marshal being reduced into such small pieces that the dead marshal was just discovered when all the other marshals were summoned by the supervisor, but he was missing. So, critical force. Are you going to do something about what's going wrong in your game before something tragic happens? I'm aware that it's not a small problem, and that's why I'm here to help you, along with a lot of different content creators that are still trying to support your game as good as they can. If you ignore all the help yet again, you will see what happens. But this time you won't be killing any civilians or anyone else, but just your pro scene, your entire game and all of the potential it had.